Hi, I'm Melissa Ashley and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about a challenge that I underwent in January called No Spend January. But before we get into the video, please hit the subscribe button down below and like this video, because anyone who subscribes to my channel, oh my gosh, you make my heart skip a beat. No Spend January was a challenge that I gave to myself between my December payday and my January payday to try and save as much money as possible and to try and prevent me from being wasteful with kind of any sort of little spare bits of money that I did have laying around. Now, before I get really into this video, I know that I am in a privileged position that after I have budgeted for my bills and my food costs for the month, I do have some money left over that I can move around into savings or to pay off bits and pieces. And I know not everybody is like that. Please, I have been in a position where I couldn't save money. I've been in a position where I've had to use vouchers and go to food banks. So please don't think for a second that by me sharing this video, I'm trying to show off in any way. I'm just trying to help show people that sometimes there are ways or challenges that you can do that can help you in the long run. My No Spend January challenge was for me to sit and really calculate my budget and look at how much money I did have left over from my income after everything had been paid off, that I usually give to myself as a little bit of pocket money to spend throughout the month, whether that to be on makeup items or clothes or anything that I fancy going out. And obviously right now we can't actually go out anywhere, so there was a portion of me that was straight away was like, well, I don't need money to go out, so that's money that I could make savings on straight away. But I also recognised during the last lockdown that when I was feeling a bit low and a bit crappy, I would go online and buy things that I didn't necessarily need or want, but just the thrill of spending some money kind of gave me this momentarily rush to make me feel a little bit better. And then suddenly I was kind of like, well, I've got this stuff coming now and I've got no money. Spending those little increments of money on things that I didn't need didn't make me feel better at all. And I also started thinking about the future. This pandemic is not going to be around forever. And when it is over, I would like to start traveling again and going out and doing things. And to do all those kinds of things, you need money. So what better thing to do than to save the money now, so when the world does reopen again, it's there to be able to be used without having to worry, oh, I need to find it. Another thing that I personally have is I have a car loan and I do have a couple of credit cards with some money on it. So I wanted to reduce those balances as quickly as possible. My car loan finishes this year and I wanted to clear all my credit card debt. I'm calling it debt, it's not overdue or anything, it's just money there that I've spent that I need to pay off. So I wanted to clear my credit card debt, clear my loan this year and have some savings behind me. One for rainy day and two for travel and to do the fun things in life. I sat down and I had a look at my budget. Now I have done a budget video about this time last year actually, and I shared a spreadsheet that I have on Google. So if you want a copy of the spreadsheet, I can share that. Just drop me a line down below in the comments. And it allows you to really sit and see what income you have coming in and what is your expenditure each month. How much do you spend on everything, from your rent or your mortgage to your insurances to your gym membership to your food to your petrol, just everything. So I sat down and I had my budget completed and I gave myself my pocket money. Now my pocket money is the money that I was aiming to save in January. I didn't want to spend it. I wanted to save that and that be my no spend January. So I calculated how much money that equaled and then I thought of its purpose. And for me this month, January, was about reducing the balance on my credit card. So that was my thought, that my no spend January would help reduce my balance on my credit card. That would make me feel good. Now I calculated the whole amount and then I broke it down into 4 weeks because there's 4 weeks between paydays. And what I wanted to do is to take it week by week. So each week that I didn't spend money, on that following Monday is when I transfer that week's money over. One, because I had something kind of tangible each week to show me that I'd achieved a goal. But secondly, it did leave me with money in my account that if there was an emergency or if something did crop up, I hadn't committed that money elsewhere and it wasn't difficult to get to. So each week that I did accomplish not spending, I then on that Monday had it in my diary to transfer that money over to its place. Now that might be to a savings account for you, it might be to pay off a credit card, it could be anything. But it just meant that at the end of the 4 weeks, I could look at my statement and one, my credit card had been reduced dramatically. And two, I had this achievement sitting there in front of me where each week there was this payment going in that I had managed to save. And it also showed me as well that when I did look online and see things that I liked, it really made me go, well, what is more important? Do I want to buy that hoodie to lounge around in along with the other hoodies I have in my wardrobe, or do I want to reduce my credit card bill? And then I started thinking, you know what? Shall I do it in February too? So that's my challenge to myself, February no spend challenge, and I hope you'll join me. So do your budget, calculate what money you have left over and take it week by week. Don't overcommit yourself. Now, when I say I do my budget, please remember to take into account things that you're spending money on perhaps for other people that are not usual bills. Like I have birthdays. I had birthdays in January that I had committed to buying presents for like my nieces and things. In February I have my brother's birthday and stuff, so I include that in my budget. It might have reduced the amount I could save for the month, but I had earmarked that money to spend on somebody else. So we're talking about the money that you spend on yourself, because remember, in the long run you are spending it on yourself. You're spending it in a way of either de-stressing because you're reducing your outstanding debts, or you're putting the money away for something exciting and fun to look forward to. So no spend February is my next challenge to myself, and I've decided that no spend February is not going to be to reduce my credit card, but it's to go into my holiday savings account, because I've got to start thinking positively that we have a vaccine for COVID now. Maybe it might be just a short trip within the UK or a day out in London or something, but I need to know that the world's going to be reopening. I'm going to want to get out there and I want to have some money to play with too. So why don't you join me in No Spend February and tell me what your challenge is and why you're not spending it, because where you're earmarking that money for, in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and I'll see you again next week. Lots of love.